Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin for our charts. So yeah, Bitcoin has tested quite nicely into our next level of resistance. This around $47,000 range, easing off that a little bit here, as you can see. So we are basically in the bigger picture. We are trying to establish a new trading range for Bitcoin. Obviously, we had this one below, and we need to try and find where we're going to put in the upper limit of the next sideways trading range. So obviously we need to keep continuing upwards, because if this is to be the range, then quite clearly we'll probably find ourselves falling back below 42,000. So ultimately we do need to get through this level and get into the deeper 40,000s, potentially even to the 50,000s, to establish a new range. But yeah, but obviously everything is looking a lot better than it was when we were down here. So yeah, back above this horizontal. And yeah, I mean, it's just basically we are trading our support and resistance levels again at the moment, whilst we decide how high in this move Bitcoin can get. So yeah, obviously if we lose this 42,000 anytime soon, then that would look pretty bad as a swing failure, but that's not exactly what I would be expecting to happen here. So yeah, if we go over to Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, that is having a bit of a battle here with this major horizontal. So obviously, if it needs to get going, it needs to get going back onwards and upwards to the upside, or this again will be another example of a swing failure above, and then once we get back below, then yeah, potential sideways again within this range. But yeah, we also have a look at the US dollar pairing. This one is holding quite nicely above its range, though obviously the US dollar one kind of loosely follows the obviously the Bitcoin dollar dollar pair. But yeah, bounced quite nicely off our support, but it does obviously need to take out this high and continue on upwards, or it could quite potentially end up yeah, I mean, losing this horizontal and coming back within this range again. So yeah, we are at a point where a lot of these charts do have to start making some sort of a move. We just extend this along as well, because obviously we need to have some new levels to aim for that we can actually see on the chart. So you can see that is where we're getting resisted at the moment, and then we've got the next one. Probably move this down a little bit. Looks a bit better. Looks a little better around there. And if we extend this along, this will potentially be the next level that we may then get some resistance at, which is around 34,000, 34,500. Sorry, 34,500 even. But yeah, that should be the next level. So if we do break above here, then yeah, we're trying to look to get to 3,400 before before maybe a bit of a pullback at that point. Let's have a look at that DXY, because the DXY is obviously putting a bit of the frighteners on the market here at the moment. Well, certainly the precious metals markets anyway. But yeah, it's approaching approaching these obviously recent highs and this next level of resistance, which obviously coincides with the recent highs, which obviously coincides with these highs here. So yeah, this is there is a reason that this is obviously scaring people a bit, because it does look like it could have a nice breakout. And that is not potentially going to be the best for risk assets. The 10-year also is, as you can see, is reflecting this move up in the dollar as well. So that we saw before it broke this downward sloping trend line, so now it's making a bit of a move up. But this is not too bad though for the 10-year. Like we said, we just kind of want to just hold within a sideways range. But yeah, obviously this has been driven by strength in the DXY. Bitcoin dominance, we'll have a look at that. Well, kind of looking like an ascending wedge here. So yeah, I mean, ascending wedge after a move down. So this could break down. Obviously an ascending wedge can break up and then continue obviously into its wedge, but it's not got a lot of room to run here. And obviously breaking above here, we would probably pretty much expect a run upwards towards at least this trend line. But ascending wedges off a downward move, we have got a more likelihood of breaking down, and we're not, depending on exactly how you kind of loosely drew it, we're not too far away from the downward end of it anyway. So yeah, this could break to the downside, and then yeah, we could see a pretty deep move down here in the Bitcoin dominance. So that is on the cards. Obviously, if we do want to look at this wider picture here, though, we are clearly operating from a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, and then are we now going to come and print in a higher high? So obviously, we zoom out a bit. That's kind of what we can see. So yeah, I mean, obviously, is it going to be the longer term time frame that's going to take us higher, or is it going to be this shorter term time frame move that is going to take us lower? Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. Just a quick look at the they flash crashing gold. They flash crash manipulator. Sorry, this is silver anyway, but pretty much the same chart. That is silver. This is gold. Yeah, crazy times we live in. But yeah. So obviously not ideal for Peter Schiff over there. Stock market still looking good here. I mean, it needs to break upwards, or well, basically we're in low volatility, low vol here in this short term. So we're gonna have to expect low vol leading to high vol. So will that be high vol in upward direction or a downward direction? We should have to wait and see. I mean, you could potentially expect another test down into this support level, and then maybe a bounce up, but yeah, just have to play that. Just have to see how it goes. Obviously, this overall is good. You would expect if we do pull back into this support area, we will just bounce off it again, because obviously number only go up. So let's finally have a look at those stochastics. Are they gonna bust us through this next level of resistance? 4 hour is not looking too bad, actually, to say we're there or thereabouts. Has got a little bit more juice left in that tank. Our daily weight for the 10 hour to load up. Yeah, 10 hour is going to have a bit of a downward pressure on price action. 12 hour also. Daily's still up there, but can't necessarily stay up there too long. 2 days starting to turn over as well. 3 day obviously still looking good. 5 day looking good. Weekly looking good. Bi-weekly looking to turn back up, and monthly looking to at some point turn back up. Obviously this is an oil tanker of a time frame. It's going to take a lot to turn that around. But yeah, overall, I would say that Reed in the short term is going to struggle to get us above this level. In the shorter term, so maybe we do have some more sideways within this range, while some of those short and medium time frame stochastics do have a bit of a what we'd hope is a bullish reset, and that we don't obviously come down and break 42. But yeah, that would be the read. Obviously, higher time frames can kick in at any point. But on the higher time frame, we've made a nice big higher time frame move, or just a bigger move. So yeah, clearly they can still continue upwards whilst we do get some mid and short term sideways. So yeah, I mean, I would say we potentially are going to struggle to get into the next zone. But if we do get above here, obviously these short time frames will turn back up. And then yeah, it'll be a case of where we do put in the high. But I mean, we have had a pretty extensive move from these sub $30,000 levels. We've had a decent pullback. Maybe we do just get a wick above, and then another sort of pullback into testing this $42,000 level. Like properly, we haven't really tested it properly since breaking above it. Maybe we get a wick above, wick below, then come back down and test it properly. At that point, maybe we get a wick below it, come back up, and then we can start to make some progress towards 50,000. So yeah, there we go. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.